条旗下的悲欢离合，是我们明尼苏达Dr. 何新荣女士写的这本书今天来我们演播室做客的嘉宾呢，是一位无产阶级国际冒险家，他来自这本书。为什么说他是国际冒险家呢？因为他出生在德国，长在非洲，从小呢与海为伴，与浪为友，是一个高超的弄潮儿。他幼年的时候已经周游遍了这个非洲列国。大学1年级的时候呢，他刚刚拿到一笔贷款，很小的一笔贷款，他就到欧洲列国去旅游了半年。中文系还没毕业，他又去了亚洲，一待就是6年，把整个的亚洲都游遍了。他到台湾的时候呢，说身上只有100块钱。听说这个台湾呢，酒卖的特别贵，他当时100块钱花了40美元买了一瓶白兰地，剩下的60美元游台湾，他就闯荡江湖去了。他去泰国的时候呢，在大海里游泳，这个海非常危险，有一个老人开着船就说：“你赶紧走，这里有一个鲨鱼，很危险，好多人都进了鱼肚子里头了。”他不怕，他说：“我与大自然和谐共处，我不会有事儿的。”不单如此径直的往深海里头游，一边游还一边唱歌。结果呢，他当然是又平安的回来了。在泰国的时候呢，他曾经在这个树上住了4个月。有一次这个小偷过来偷他，发现他也是一个穷光蛋，结果呢就只拿了一半的钱，只偷了他一半的钱，让另一半的这个现金20美元给他大概留下了。白天骑自行车旅游，后面呢就是锅碗瓢盆，饿了呢就是在树荫下做饭，遇到大雨呢就花上2-3块钱租个小木屋。他云南的时候还救过人，反正总之这个人是游遍全球。在美国的这个巴哈拉马这个群岛这个地方，在海域里航行，吃住都在船上，煎炒烹炸还吃生鱼宴。一个人在这个海上呢，有一次说是遇到了特别的这个大的风暴，当时他没看天气预报，所以呢是九死一生，跟这个死神搏斗了11个小时，然后睡了15个小时才醒过来。他一个人开了48万公里，只要是他口袋里有哪怕200块钱，他就一定要马上把它给花完，花在这个旅行上。那么今天呢，我们说的还不都是这些事儿，是他的这一些，咱们就聊聊他的故事吧。现在我们就请出这位国际冒险家 Cary 先生，
谢谢。
So， 你走了这么多的国家，去了这么多的地方，经历了那么多的事，最让你刻骨铭心的这么1-2件事，说一说吧。
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
About 30 years, maybe more. I was hitchhiking from Minneapolis to Seattle, and then I was going to go down to.
You walk.
No, hitchhiking.
Okay.
Hitchhiking, which means you go on the highway and you put out your thumb. And you wait for a ride.
That is very fun, right?
It's funny. It's adventurous. It's sometimes scary.
Yeah.
Sometimes lonely.
Yes.
But there's always excitement. So I was in Idaho, which is in the western states after Montana. There's Idaho. That time I got dropped off by one ride, and I was waiting for the next, maybe it was an hour, but a big storm was coming.
Wow.
Really dark clouds.
Wow.
And
That's scary.
and it was coming, and there was no cover because there was no trees or anything to hide under. And right at that moment, just a few thousand feet was a storm. A white van stopped, and there was a man in there, and he had a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And he said,
Come down.
"Yeah, you
So-
want to fight? You want to get busy?" That's what he said.
You want to get busy?
Yes.
You looking for more trouble?
Yes, I said.
No, I have enough trouble.
I'm not looking for trouble. I said,
Yeah.
I need a ride. If you
Yeah.
don't mind, I'll
Yeah.
take a ride.
Uh-huh.
And just in time, I got in. The big storm came with wind and hail and rain. So luckily, and he was a very angry young man. And I found out that he had just gotten out of jail.
Wow.
He-
How you even can go into his car, scared?
Yeah, a little
Probably
bit.
not.
But sometimes you have to trust your intuition. My diliogan. And I thought,
What make you trust him?
I'm not
So
sure.
you see his eyes, you think?
I saw somebody who was very angry, but maybe hurt inside.
Maybe hurt, okay.
Like he was vulnerable. And I just took the chance. And then he started driving, and he was telling me he just a few hours
Out.
ago got out of jail.
Wow, where he could find the car?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where the car was, but he or how it, maybe it was somebody left it for him, or a car, he got it from somebody. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
the story.
you don't know, okay.
It was, and he had been in jail for 10 years. So
For what? Why
for-
he went to jail?
he said he was writing bad checks for fraud. And in Idaho at that time, he said there was a law, 3 strikes and you're out. And he did that. He had 3 felonies.
How much money?
Not as much as it was worth 10 years in prison.
Yeah, yeah.
So, he was only 30 years old. So or 29. So from when he was 19 to 29, he spent.
Wow.
He was very hurt, and it's a system that's really bad that
Yeah,
put a man in jail for non-violent crime.
yeah. Family no help, maybe can.
Well,
let
I
him
found out that
from-
family wasn't helpful at all. So he was a lonely man. But he was angry, and he pulled over at a gas station. So I was filling up the gas for him, and he went inside, and he came back with 12-pack of beer. And
Drive,
to drink.
drive and drink.
And I said, I saw him coming with the 12-pack of beer, and I said, I jumped in the driver's seat, and I locked the door, and he's, "What are you doing?" I said, "If you're going to drink, you sit in the passenger seat.
Okay,
I'll drive.
Okay.
And he was really angry, but then he let me do it. So he drove, we kept driving. He was going towards Spokane, Washington. So it was still raining out, so I thought, okay, I'll still drive with him. We kept driving until nighttime, and then he wanted to see, he said his old lady. I don't know if he meant his mother, his wife, his girlfriend. He wanted to go see her. And then I went, I said, it's raining outside. I said, if he's going to stay there, can I stay in the van? And I'd sleep in the van that night. And he said, okay, sure. So I went to sleep in the van, and the next thing I know, a few hours later, I must have been deep sleep, because I woke up, the van was driving really fast, and I was rolling around in the back. I got dressed. I said, what's going on? What's going on? Please slow down. He was driving down the city streets at 90 miles an hour. He was very angry, and
It's his family, you don't know.
yeah,
know?
I found
He
out
probably
sooner.
know family,
Yeah,
or
he did have family. So what happened is that the next thing, we stopped at a gas station. He said he needed money, so he was going to go rob.
He want to.
He wanted to go hold up with a gun.
Gun.
Yeah, he didn't have a gun, but he's going to pretend that he had a
Yeah,
gun.
yeah.
And I said, you're not going to do that. I'm going to, I'll pay for the gas, and then we'll figure this out, And he was just really I think he was really hurt inside, and so he was coming out in anger. And so I talked him out of that robbing the gas station, and the next thing he said, I'm going to go see my old man, his father.
Oh, he's the father. Okay.
And so we drove through the mountains to find his father, and we finally got up there, and the sun had come up in the morning. Now it was dawn, and it was an old farm, but it had like motorcycles, and his father had, leather jacket, tattoos. Really, didn't even say hello. He said, "Oh, you."
Oh, his father.
Yeah, his father was really
after 10 years.
Yeah,
oh,
after
you.
Oh, you. Like, and it was just, and I was just so sad for him, and so we stayed there for a little while. And his father didn't want to talk to me. I was just, he didn't know who I was, and so afterwards, he came into the van, and I said, I'll take you out for breakfast. I said, let's go have some breakfast. And so we went to, I think it was a Perkins or a Denny's, or we had pancakes, and we talked. Mm-hmm. And I was just saying that I'm sorry that this happened to you, but you have to find your way, another way of to get on your feet and start traveling. And he was really interested in my story, where I was going.
Yeah.
And I just said,
interesting guy.
Yeah. And I said, I'm going to travel, but after breakfast, he asked me if we could, if he could come with me, on a trip, and we just traveled together.
Because he know where to go.
He has nowhere to go, nowhere to go, and he knew that his family was not supportive, and so he wanted to come with me. And I said, we both have our own path to follow. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what your path is, but you have your own path.
Yeah.
Moyo waralu.
Yeah.
And so I went to shake his hand, and he held me, and he was crying. And
you don't know where he go.
I don't know where he's.
What's his name?
You know what? It's really bad because I don't remember right now. This was 30 years ago.
Wow.
But it was a very.
You were young too at that time.
I was, yeah. Now I was 25, 24.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was just one of the many
you
stories.
remember. I want to see him maybe one day. Maybe you still can see him.
Maybe. Maybe he'll see this show and he'll remember. I know that guy.
We should put this show in YouTube, so maybe you can.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know his name,
maybe he'll remember the story because he just got out of jail.
Yeah, he can.
He'll remember me.
Yeah. So his family in Iowa.
Idaho. Idaho is from here. It's you have North and South Dakota, and then Montana, then Idaho, and then Washington, and then the Pacific.
Okay.
So it's pretty far west in the mountains.
So that is so touched me because 10 years in jail, when you go out and you want to see your family as soon as possible, but the family, everybody don't want to see you.
Yeah.
And the road, so you just know each other on the road.
Yeah.
And become somebody who can trust. That's I think very touch. So we even think about to make a small movie for this, in the big storm, and the one man just out of jail, and this man a crazy man tried from Iowa walk to Seattle.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hitchhiking. Yeah.
Yeah. Why so touch you?
Why does that story?
Yeah.
I mean, this is, when you start living your life and you have these stories, story after story happens. And so I remember my life through these stories. Yeah. This was a very, it's a very symbolic story about our society, where our society is failing our people. Put somebody in jail for 10 years, take away their life for nothing,
Yeah.
for maybe yes, it's a
That's
there's a crime, but then there's other ways to do it than taking away their life.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I was thinking that's how the injustice of the story touched me.
Yeah, if you grow up with hurt, how we can ask people love this world,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And and another question I want to know: you go so many countries, you see so many culture, and you long go to. I mean, with the nature, right? And I can think. Throw you in everywhere, doesn't matter in this earth where, you can live. But
Yeah.
what make you sit down? Now you're a doctor.
Yeah.
You do the acupuncture, right?
Yeah.
So what? It's probably a big story behind.
Yes.
Yeah. What's changed? You
Um,
love.
I was tricked by the gods. I was.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Say that. Tell us.
I was planning. I had already, like I was sailing. I had a little wooden sailboat. I was sailing in the Bahamas. I sailed for 2 years.
Yeah.
I went from Maine down to Florida. I got my little boat, sailed to the Bahamas, and lived for 6 months in the Bahamas. And then I started to sail up the coast. I gave that boat to my friend for their wedding. And after a while, I decided I was going to sail again, and so I was planning on going back to Florida. I came back to Minneapolis because my mother lives here, and I have friends here. So I went. I was planning on buying another boat, and I was getting ready to sail around the world this time. That was my next trip. But in the meantime, I met Dr. He. And I started to interpret for her. She at that time didn't speak any English.
In that time, that's how long ago?
22 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
So.
So what make you go see Chinese doctor?
Actually, I didn't see her at the clinic. I was at a martial arts demonstration, Kung Fu demonstration.
Oh.
And Dr. He was doing a Tai Chi.
Oh, okay. You know each other there. Okay.
I met her there. Somebody at the girlfriend of mine had an asthma attack, and I heard Dr. He tell her interpreter that she had herbs for the asthma at her house. But then I heard her interpreter say, "Well, I don't have a car. We can't do anything." So I walked up to Dr. He and said, "I speak Chinese and I have a car." And she said, "Let's go." And so we got in my car and we drove to her house. And for the half hour or so we were in the car, we started talking. And I asked her if she needed an English teacher. And so she said, "Yeah,
Yes.
I'll take
you
an English teacher."
You kind of find other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she said, "What can I teach you?" And I said, "How about Chinese medicine?"
Yeah. Oh.
And so that's how we started.
Really, yeah.
And so I'd go to her house. We'd talk in English for a while. I'd teach her English, and then she'd teach me Chinese herbs for a while. And then she said, "Enough, go la, 我们打乒乓球." And so we'd play ping pong for 1 hour, 2 hours, and she was so good. I was always losing.
Wow,
Yeah,
she's very, very interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I would do that. I'd go to her house every week, once or twice a week, teach English, learn Chinese medicine, and play ping pong. And then after a while, she asked me if I would interpret for her in her clinic because they needed an interpreter. And I said, "Sure." This is how I want to learn this medicine.
Yeah.
And
so now how many years you're doing this?
22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been with her for 22 years. And
so what acupuncture can do, I'm Chinese, but sometimes I kind of feel I trust like 西医多一些. So I just feel like,
Yeah.
but acupuncture is really good because my I think my daddy have脑血栓. I think acupuncture can help. The one time I in China, Beijing, and somehow I throw up.
Yeah.
And acupuncture helped.
Yeah.
So what really can do?
Everything.
Do you bring needle?
I did, but they're in the car. I didn't bring them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many in the needles? How many?
How many?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
In my that I have or that in the body?
In the body. I mean, like when
I do acupuncture?
Usually.
Oh, maybe 15 or 20 or 25, depending on what is going on.
Wow.
No, it can treat everything. This is the medicine for 3,000 years or more, and it's time tested. You know, Western medicine is very new.
Where your office? How people can find you if they want acupuncture?
Oh, well, the Qi House is where my office is. It's called the Qi House, QI House.
Qi House.
Yeah, Qi.
You
QI
where?
spells
What's
Qi.
the address?
It's on Chicago Avenue in South Minneapolis on 4059 Chicago Avenue. It's It's not just me. I'm the acupuncturist there. My wife, Christine, and I, we own the building. And our clinic is downstairs.
Oh, you married?
Yes.
You married, okay. And then we talk about that too. I want very, very interesting. Okay, where we're at, we continue that closer. Okay.
And so, I mean, acupuncture and Chinese medicine has been used to treat as a main medicine.
How about lose weight?
Sure. It's more about getting in balance with nature. That's what acupuncture helps your body get in balance.
Can lose weight too?
It can, but it's not just the needles.
Not just that.
It's the Chinese medicine is a whole bunch of different things. So it's the acupuncture, it's the herbs, it's the dietary therapy, it's the mental, how we think, it's the spirit.
Depression maybe?
Of course. Very.
How about depression?
Yes, because we use everything to help get the body back in nature. If you're depressed, it's because there's something out of balance.
耳鳴, so my ear like
ringing, yes.
耳鳴.
Yeah, tinnitus.
That can help, right?
It can help. It's most helpful right at the beginning when it's.
How about allergy?
Yes, everything. There's some things that are difficult to treat in Western medicine and in Chinese medicine. You know, some things are autoimmune. Some autoimmune diseases are difficult to treat. But I would say most things can be helped quite a bit or cured with Chinese medicine. Some things are difficult, like 牛皮癣.
牛皮癣?
Yeah, like it's very difficult.
Really? 牛皮癣? Really?
It's in Western medicine and in Chinese medicine it's difficult because they're autoimmune diseases. But I like the philosophy because in Western medicine they'll give you steroids, cortisone, creams, but then your body starts getting addicted to the cream, and you're not getting it. You're not treating the root of the problem. But in the Chinese medicine, we try and get the body back to its original state, and we help work through stresses, because a lot of times, a lot of these diseases are flaring up in our body because of stress that we're not taking care of. And so it's about learning where the body's out of balance. And so we do that by checking the pulse, the tongue. Every time you come in there, the patient, we check in and we see where people are going. And so it's more of a relationship that develops with the patient and the doctor. And we're trained to see where things are out of balance before they even start to manifest in the body. So we help the people avoid. We try to keep people healthy rather than always trying to bring them back from the disease.
所以一个是治标，一个是治本，说是哈。一个是治标，但是这个标它是立竿见影的，所以就我们能看得着、摸得着。那个中医呢，我自己感觉好像 就像那个易经，你知道易经
Yeah.
吗？像易经算卦似的，有的时候
那
不知道。
不是。
所以，但是我知道这个 acupuncture 他是非常厉害
Yeah,
的。
yeah. But my other teacher is
Yeah.
Dr. Gu,
Oh.
Dr. Gu Li.
Gu
Li.
I
Gu Li
think
Daifu.
Maybe I
Gu
know
Daifu
him.
he's
Daifu.
10 years older than Dr. He.
Okay.
And I met him, Dr. He introduced me to him a few months after I met her.
Okay.
And he just came to Minneapolis at that time.
I go to his office before. I meet him before.
In Uptown?
In Uptown.
Yes.
So the same office?
Yes.
We can find you too there?
Yeah, I'm there on Tuesday mornings with Dr. Gu, Thursday mornings with Dr. He.
So you have three offices?
Well, those two offices, I'm just helping them.
Helping
It's
them,
their, it's
okay.
their, it's their. And when Dr. He is traveling, I'll treat her patients on those Thursday morning. But other times I'm at my own clinic.
And you know how to do Tai Chi too?
Yes.
like this.
And then we're breathing in as the hands come up. And breathing out and we bend the knees. And then we turn. And now you call it holding the watermelon.
Hold the
We'll hold the ball, and then we
Hold the
step
ball.
to the left, the other left. Okay, we're
Like
meeting in the
cool.
middle. So this is parting the wild horse's mane.
Yeah, you look much better. Keep going.
I've been doing it for a long time. Well, I'm kind of, come to my class.
You're very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Tai Chi,
Yeah.
acupuncture.
Yeah, the first time I went there was 1989
What month?
in May.
Oh.
Yeah, in the
Did
May
you
4th.
see Tiananmen? What happened?
Well, I saw they were marching all over. The troops were coming. Even in Yunnan, there was big force,
Yeah.
showing a force. And so all the travelers were trying to get out of the country because they knew there was a crackdown. So my brother was studying in Shanghai. And so he went back to Shanghai, and we were traveling in Yunnan. Yes.
So what Chinese is different than American? I mean,
It's
I
so
mean
complicated.
anything.
It's so complicated because
Something interesting.
you know, like yin and yang. You know, you divide yin and yang, and then this yin and this yang, and then this yin now has yin and yang.
Chinese have no idea for the future, and American don't know how to do the history, right? Like that.
No, you could
So
say there's so many different things like that. Yes.
yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. The cultures are very different, but I think right now in our history, you know, I think right now there's a lot of young people in China who are looking in a way that, you know, looking at their spirituality differently, where they weren't before. And now I think I've met some Chinese travelers when I was traveling who were very interesting. Like, it reminded me of maybe this country, the history in the 1950s and 60s, where people are realizing that the world is more than just material wealth, because the U.S. at that time in the 50s was very rich. And so a lot of people were finding out that that's not enough. They needed more spirituality in their life. And so people went searching for meaning in their life, and they would travel and write poetry in the 50s and 60s. And now I think China is like that right now.
Yes.
I met some more people in China right now who are realizing that you can have all this money and wealth,
Yeah.
but what's the meaning?
Yes.
And so I think history is repeating itself at different times in these two different cultures. I think right now there's a lot of, in this country, there's a lot of maybe depression. Like, people not seeing a way out of, like, the problems that people are having, like with their climate, with our government. Everyone's split. Everyone, either you're a Democrat or Republican, and there's no one's talking to each other.
I know.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a difficult.
Yeah. 沟通 very important.
Yes.
沟通,
Yeah,
right?
communication. Yes. Once they get in touch with their heart, and it doesn't matter what color of
Culture.
your skin, what
Yes.
culture.
Yeah. No
You know,
matter.
yeah,
I think so
we
too.
have a lot of hope in the people. So
Yeah.
I don't care where you're from, as long as we can talk from the heart,
Doesn't matter what the color.
right?
That's
Exactly.
good. Yes.
Yep.
Do you want to listen Chinese story?
Yes.
统兵10万，兵法西起。 当人马到了西岐地界，离城60里，扎向了营寨。这一扎营寨，一扎百里呀，好不威风。哎呦，张桂芳人马这么一到，西岐弄得很紧张。姜子牙手下召集众文武，说先问问这个张桂芳这个人啊，他是一个什么样的人？今天他领兵来杀我，我们怎么对待他？ How about you understand?
Oh, not much because I missed the beginning. So,
Well, you just the middle of
Yeah.
the story, like maybe 30%,
yeah,
more than that.
Maybe, yeah. Not as much as I'd like. I should.
That's okay.
So this is an old story.
This is really old story. This is from I think, 封神演义.
方神演义 is a name of the storybook.
600 years ago, this book.
Wow, that's great. You're a good storyteller.
Thank you.
I should listen to it so I'd help my Chinese a lot.
Not too many. Yeah. If you listen 评书, this is called 评书.
Yeah.
You understand Chinese, the whole culture,
Yeah.
and you learn Chinese very fast.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
海外书场, my channel is 海外书场, overseas 书场.
Okay, so you have it on the cable TV or on YouTube?
You hear TV and for Nancy, my YouTube, I just start.
Oh,
Not
so
too many people follow me. I think
I'll
I have
follow
like,
you.
I think I have like 30 people.
Okay.
75 people maybe. I think.
All right, so I'll write it down before I leave and I'll start following you.
Okay.
And I'll start practicing my.
Yeah,
You asked me a question.
你的是浓缩的这个人生. You like your life like one. Most people live like water. My life like 鲜榨葡萄汁.
葡萄汁.
Yeah, I want to drink this one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Tell us something like 让你刻骨铭心的一些事情. 刚才你说了一个了，就是回不了家的司机那个啊。
Yeah.
然后大家要是再想看这个什么的话，就是买这本书啊，买这本书到eBay 或者是什么上看到这本书啊，完了之后你再读那个 Cary 的故事，然后今天再给我们讲一讲几个。Yeah.
Well, you asked me why, I was traveling so long and what made me stay in Minneapolis.
Yeah. Why you stay in Minneapolis? It's so cold and you like sailing, you know?
Yes, exactly. I think because I met Dr. He and Dr. Gu. And
Because them.
yeah, because of them. And after I met Dr. Gu, so then I was working with both of them in their clinics in the morning. I'd go at 9 o'clock, interpreting, pulling the herbs, watching the needles, asking questions because I'm learning it. And then I started night school, doing the Chinese medicine at night. So for 4 years, we do 9 till 6 in the clinic, 6 to 10 at school, 4 years straight to learn the Chinese. So I got my license in acupuncture then. But after a couple of months, my first few months working with Dr. He and Dr. Gu, I remembered that I had a dream about them. Yeah, or the déjà vu.
Déjà vu, yeah.
No,
déjà
but
vu.
this was opposite déjà vu because I dreamt about them. I had a very important dream. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
And then I forgot about the dream.
Yeah.
But then I started working with Dr. He 3 years later, and then I remembered the dream.
Wow.
So I dreamt about
Very
them.
sensitive.
Yeah.
You are very sensitive, very
So
spiritual.
yeah, and so knowing that, that's why I stayed here.
Oh.
Otherwise, I was ready to go sailing again. I had another boat I was buying to go sailing.
And after that, you meet your wife.
Yes, about a long time after that even. 10 years more, 12 years more. I met my wife after staying here and getting my degree and learning Chinese. And because Dr. He and Dr. Gu became my other parents, my outside parents.
Yeah.
They became my mentors.
Family, yes.
Yeah.
Like family, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that's why I didn't. So I travel small trips. But now I'm getting ready. Getting ready to travel again. So.
Well, they will very appreciate you say that and feel that way. But you're going to sailing again?
I'm not sure which way I'll travel, but I'm gonna.
But you're going.
I would like to. I'm not sure how it's going to happen. Just getting ready to do it. Another chapter in my life. The many chapters in Dr. He's book.
Yeah, Dr. He like travel too.
Yeah,
she
travels a lot. Yeah.
Not Dr. Gu, not.
No, he does.
He probably don't. But Dr. He and you probably have a lot same,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we travel differently. When I travel, I would pack my backpack and I would go.
Uh-huh.
And it might take, 6 months, might be 5 years when I finish. Not going for 2 weeks and coming back.
You usually have like so 计划 you want where you go or
No
just
plan.
You have no plan.
If the heart has, if the path has your heart, you go. If it's no heart, then you don't go that one. You just choose. Yeah, it is a spiritual way, I think. Yeah, there's something about trusting the bigger universe.
使命知道吗？
使命我不知道。
使命 kind of not a job like you come to this world.
What's your
You
calling?
have a job to do.
Oh,
Or you
yes.
finish
Oh,
kind of
yes.
like a travel,
Right. It's like what's your calling?
Yeah, calling.
What's your calling
your
to
calling?
do? Yeah.
What are you calling?
Yeah, I think it's to help people.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And I think it's to continue working, I feel doing this medicine is important.
Yes. Also, you travel when you see people, and you also touch people everywhere.
Yeah. But I think right now it's more important. The Earth, the planet, needs us now.
Yeah. Just time you said no plastic. You don't like
Yeah.
plastic.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're living in a very important time, and we can't keep doing the same thing wrong. So I think I'm opening myself to what's next. I don't know. I want to be helpful.
Yeah, we want a part of the nature, right?
We want to return to harmony.
Yeah, harmony. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
到我们的演播室，
Thank you,
然
thank you, thank
后
you.
给我们讲这些故事。
It's so nice to meet you, Mei Chi.
So very nice
Yeah.
to meet you too.
Yeah.
We good?
All right.